Hey everyone, guess is back. It's Kamish back here with another draft preview, and this time it's pretty much original owner Ryan and Deuce Bombers. I think you won the league the first year you came in, didn't you? I can't remember if you did, or maybe it was the second year. I can't remember. Former champ, of course. A guy that has the best career win percentage out of any other team in the league that's ever come in. So quite the accomplishments and a guy you got to watch out for typically every year. Although I will say this, Ryan, you have fallen off a bit. Well, nah, you haven't. I mean, even when I think of Dynasty, you put together pretty much one of the better teams, although you inherited it. Anyways, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into your preview here. All right, so your current keepers, this is who you have so far. You're going with the triple-headed monster at running back. If you think it's a monster, there's definitely potential for monsters in there, right? So let's start with that running room, Brees Hall. If this guy didn't go down with the ACL, this guy'd probably be right up there, top three, maybe even. But I think he's another year recovered from, the knee injury, so he should get better. The injuries always worry me some, but running backs always get hurt, so it is what it is. But I think New York's going to use the running game a lot with Rodgers being older. Um, I know Rodgers doesn't like to run the ball a lot. He likes to throw, but I think he'll have to incorporate some running for sure. Javonte Williams, here's a guy, mixed bag in terms of off-season news, based on what I'm reading. I'm hearing Jaleel McLaughlin's the guy. I'm also hearing Javonte Williams is back to his old form. I'm also hearing Javonte Williams is a bust candidate. So I have no idea. That's just what I've been reading. I call it how I see it. DeAndre Swift, I think, is going on an ascending offense there. The rookie, if he can mature or develop or be as good as a true number one prospect would be, he could put up big numbers. That defense could, or that offense could put up big numbers, right? Um, so yeah, that could work out for you. And then obviously Mahomes, Super Bowl champ, gets the calls. Um, he's the legacy quarterback, right? So Swift, Kelsey, the storylines doesn't get any better. And that's why you want to have a guy like Mahomes in there. He's going to be on prime time. They're going to want to make those prime time games interesting or exciting, big numbers usually, right? So you keep a guy like Mahomes, and then Mike Evans, and I see my spelling error there, Tampa Bay. It's almost like Tampon Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans is no tampon, no. He's a guy that's definitely put up big numbers throughout his career, deserves the accolades, and he's stuck with Tampa Bay. And I think if this guy was on a legacy team, he would have been, pretty incredible. I guess he did get the ring anyway, though, with Brady, right? So, and then you got Nick Bosa. I hate to say this, and I've said it in another video. It seems like to us, the white guys there, when they're pass rushers, they seem to get hurt a lot. Or when they start getting hurt, they get hurt a lot. Let me rephrase that, but that could be the same for anyone. But I just find that the white pass rushers get hurt more often than, you know, basically other pass rushers, right? So, it is what it is, but I think it should go well for you. And then when I look at the draft picks here, you got sixth pick overall. I think you're going to score probably somebody pretty good there. And, it should work out for you for sure. You got your 10 picks there in the first 10 rounds. So a solid foundation and a solid draft to build off of for sure. You got no round 11, no round 14. Um, that's really all you're missing, right? Obviously, you made some trades. You got the 216s, 221s. That's really the only unique thing about your draft scenario this year. But, at number six, either you're going to get you're going to take a chance on a rookie keeper, or you're going to get somebody that's going to add a lot of points to that roster. And let's just get into that right away because, that's really the exciting part. And, when I look at Sean, he said, I see him going Xavier Worthy. I think his philosophy obviously is the double dip. with Mahomes there. And interesting strategy, not a bad one. We'll have to see. I don't know if I'm that high on Worthy. I think he carries a lot of risk. I haven't heard much glowing reports yet in the offseason. So that's why I'm a bit iffy on that. Jonathan Brooks and Debo are my suggestions. With your triple headed at monster at running back, you could afford to take a guy like Brooks if he's not quite ready to go after the ACL tear or has a down year in the first year. He'll be ready to go in year two, much like the Brees Hall scenario. Um, that could work out for you. Or you go a guy like Debo who's going to put up big numbers. And if Ayuk does get traded, you got to think he's going to put up, even bigger numbers. Potential storylines here. Sean never really gave me any commentary on your team. But myself, I say if things go well, I see yourself making the playoffs. Again, I always find you to be usually a dangerous team. Again, I don't know. I just haven't recalled you being that dangerous as of late. But I know, in Dynasty, you've done really well. And then if things go bad, I got top four in constellation. I don't see you getting any worse than that, right? So, but it's hard to say because I know if you feel your team's going downward, you will sell, which obviously affects your consolation position too. So that might be something you want to think about for future strategy is, sell, but, don't full sell and make sure your team's good enough to maybe win the consolation round. Anyway, Ryan, it's always a pleasure to have you in the league here, and you've committed to this league for 10 years now. And I just want to thank you for that. I really appreciate the loyalty, and I always will love to have you as an owner, and I hope you stay for a very, very long time. Good luck this year, man.